What's up, y'all? It's Tommy here with Everyday Finance, and today I'm going to be talking about KLARNA, which is a no credit check, zero interest credit line that's in the buy now, pay later space. Okay, so if that's something that interests you, be sure you stay tuned. So yeah, I just wanted to shoot you guys a quick video here about KLARNA. As you guys can see, I'm actually in a different area here. I've been moving recently. I'm actually in the city of Spain. So those of you guys who watch my more, traveling style videos where I kind of teach you guys about how I travel and the techniques that I use, then I had mentioned in those videos that I was planning on going to Spain, and that's actually where I am now. And I'll throw up some like B-roll footage that you guys can take a look at, kind of see what different areas I've been in. I was in Barcelona and am actually now in Granada, Spain. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm doing. I still want to be able to keep doing content. Again, that's why I do more long term. I usually stay in places for a long period of time. That way I'm able to get back in the rhythm and keep shooting videos for you guys and everything like that. Okay, so yeah, besides that, guys, this is going to be a quick video just breaking down everything about KLARNA. And so let's go ahead and jump into it. Now, as of late, the whole buy now, pay later space has gotten a lot more competitive. I don't know if you guys have seen the stories that have been coming out. There's even stories about, for example, PayPal has bought one of the the bigger players in the space. It's been popping off a lot in other cities or in other countries as well, right? I've heard of in Australia, a lot of these companies are getting huge, as well as in Europe as well. Now, they are now trying to do whatever they can to just basically get as many users as possible to be using their platforms. And it's actually a unique concept that can actually be pretty beneficial and find a way to not affect your credit score. Now, before I give more information on how you can use it to make sure that your credit score doesn't drop, first I kind of want to talk about what it is and explain the concept a little more. Okay, now KLARNA is an actual credit product. It's in the buy now, pay later space. The idea is they were able to pretty much come up with an agreement that was just beneficial for everyone involved. Okay, so beneficial for KLARNA, beneficial for the actual retailer, so whatever company it is, and also beneficial for the end user, so the customer like you and me. Now, the way they did that was KLARNA actually, for one, charges the consumer nothing. So you don't pay any interest and you don't pay any type of fees, right? Basically, a lot of people always ask me when they see these things is, how are these guys making money? Now, that's kind of where the innovative side of it came in. So the way that these buy now, pay later platforms work is, instead of charging you something like interest or charging you a fee to be able to use them, they actually charge that to the retailer. Okay, and so the way KLARNA wins is they get to charge their fee directly to the retailer, and that's how they make money. Now, on the flip side, the retailer has to pay money for every time that someone uses the buy now, pay later service. But their benefit is that they're now going to get larger order sizes, right? So instead of someone that maybe would have just spent $100 on their site, now that person's actually going to end up spending $200, $300 because, maybe, for example, you were going to use your card and you only had $100 in that card. But now that you can do the buy now, pay later, that you're able to extend extend those payments, and you don't have to make those payments right away, right? And so that's really the benefit for the consumer. You don't get charged any interest, you don't get charged any type of fees, and you're able to kind of pay in installments for something that normally you would have to pay right at checkout for. And now I'll also link to them down below. That way you guys can be able to see not only KLARNA, but any other program, buy now, pay later companies that I've seen in the past. I'll link to them down below so you can check them out and be able to kind of, more than likely, I recommend you can use more than one. I just recommend that you be careful and don't use more than you're going to be able to pay back. Okay. Now, again, they don't pull your credit, but I wouldn't be surprised if they, maybe down the road they start reporting to your credit missed payments and things like that, in the sense of, whenever they're sending it to collections or whatever that might be. Okay, so be very careful. I'll link to them down in the description for you to be able to get your hands on as well. Now, one of the other benefits I've also found with these buy now, pay later cards is they're a lot better than what you would see with typical store cards, right? Which even store cards, of course, they're going to report on your credit, which is kind of touches on the other points mentioned, but they actually deal with a lot, like pretty big retailers, right? I'm looking at KLARNA, for example. I see Under Armour, and again, it's going to be linked down below, so you can click on, go to their website and be able to check everything out, right? It's completely free. Now it's I see Under Armour here, I see Sephora, Saks Fifth Avenue, Bye Bye Baby, and these are just to name a few. There's tons of different brands, and it looks like they're even collaborating with like smaller businesses as well. I see Camila, Bush Ranger sunglasses, all these different brands that are on here that you can take a look at. So to me, that's why I like it better than just a store card, because if you have a store card, you can only use it at that specific store. Whereas this, it's like you have a card and you have access to all these different retailers. And I think that's kind of a different little aspect that they're trying to do too, where it's like they're almost like curating different brands that you're able to take a look at. And that's sort of a differentiation that they're trying to do, where they're picking the specific brands that you're going to look at, and eventually I'm sure that brands are going to have to pay to get, I see Build-A-Bear workshops here as well. Brands are going to have to end up paying to, maybe be featured on the front page of KLARNA or something like that in the future. Okay, but yeah, it looks really good, and I'll throw up a screenshot as well so you guys can kind of see some of the brands that I'm looking at as well. Okay. Now, I think the huge benefit that I found from it is that it doesn't affect your credit, right? These things are instant approval, so you don't have to, they don't even pull your credit, they don't touch your credit, anything like that. And you're now going to be able to, have a set payback schedule that you don't have to worry about feeling like it's going to be drawn out as you would with a credit card, right? With a credit card, let's say you spend $200, you'll have a minimum payment of say $25, and you're able to just keep rolling it, right? Every month you're just carrying a balance, carrying a balance, carrying a balance. The way the way KLARNA works is more like an installment loan. That's the best way to think about it, where, they give you a set amount of payments and you have a set payback schedule. So they might say like, typically it's going to be, they have a pay in four. That's their, like a phrase that they like to use, pay in four, which basically means you can pay in 4 different installments. So if let's say you made an order of $200, you might pay $50 at checkout, and you might pay $50 at checkout, and then a week, 2 weeks later, you pay another 50, and then a week or 2 weeks later, you pay another 50, and so on and so forth until you've paid off the full amount, right? So I think this is a lot better than it would be if you were to actually use a credit card instead, for not only that reason, but the fact that you're not going to be in the meantime carrying a balance, which if you're carrying balances on your credit cards, more than likely you're losing points, right? So you're going to be lowering your FICO score. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at it right now. I think it's going to be it's going to be a game changer, especially for, if you're someone you need to buy any gifts, or, you need to be making, any purchases, right? But you don't want to risk having to carry over a balance on your credit cards. Is going to be a good option. Okay, so something that I like to bring up around this time of the year. Last year I think I brought it up a little later than I should have, so I'm bringing it up earlier just to keep it top of the mind for you guys, especially whenever Christmas starts rolling around. It's like we have all these different holidays and all these little things going on, right? Holidays, parties, stuff like that, where you're out buying gifts and whatnot. And this, I think, is going to be a great option for you to be able to use, to where maybe you don't have the cash that you need to make the purchases you want to do. You leverage this, and you're able to make sure that you're not taking a hit on your credit. Okay, so that's going to be a great option for you guys. And honestly, really, that's the gist of it, right? That's pretty much it for this video, guys. I just wanted to, give you guys an alternative to having to use your credit cards that, are charging you crazy amounts of interest, charging you fees, late fees, whatever it is, things like that, right? And so hopefully you found value in this video. If you did, throw a thumbs up on this video so I know I'm heading on the right track, and make sure you hit the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my future videos. Also, be sure that you are writing down in the comments any other types of videos that you might want to see, or any types of questions you might have about KLARNA at all. Be sure to write it down below as well, okay? And there will be a link in the description for you to be able to get access to KLARNA down below as well. Alrighty, so that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace.